Hey there, Dontain. My name's Zach with 1918 British Air Force here doing a video response for you about Garen and why people. I don't want to call him cheap because he's not, because he's easily counterable. He, just like every hero in that game. I mean, there are some OP champs like Brand. I would say Brand is pretty overpowered, but I would say Garen's pretty far from being overpowered. He can get shut down pretty hard, if you ask me. Um, but the reason I believe most people think he's cheap is because A, he doesn't use any mana. He's just a straight cooldown based character. Um, that for some reason bugs a lot of people, but I really like that mechanic in that game. It really differentiates itself from games like Han and Dota. Um, and it makes him interesting to play because you have to manage your cooldowns well. If you're being a scrub and you're just popping everything at once at the beginning of a team fight, you're probably just going to end up screwing yourself pretty hard. And if you're not focusing on the right people, you're also going to screw yourself pretty hard. Um, that being said, why another thing people probably think he's cheap for is because his passive, his after 8 seconds of being outside of combat, he has a .8 health regeneration per second, or per second, which is just kind of ridiculous, especially early game. You can get him pretty low, and then he can just pop in the bushes for a minute, and then he'll be back. And like, for Demacia, ready to kick some ass, take some names. Um, that's also another thing. Like, Garen's really memorable. Like, he's one of the few champions that really like screams something at you, and like his abilities are pretty memorable too. I mean, other than the new monkey guy, he spins at you and does constant damage. I mean, that's pretty memorable. And then he has a silence, which like for some reason always like sticks in people's minds, especially like with Soraka and stuff like that. You always want to like you want to get Soraka down before she starts silencing people. And then yeah, he also, his giant sword that comes from the sky, that's pretty memorable too. And that's actually another thing that people probably think he's OP about, is because that sword does more damage as your lower health. So, I mean, you got a quarter life left, and it just takes you down. It's pretty gay. Pretty gay. So, other than that, I do think like more people like Garen than dislike Garen, and he's not very viable, and like he's viable in team fights, but he's not very viable in team fights. I mean, the AOE damage with the Sunfire Cape is pretty ridiculous, along with the silence is pretty gay. But if you have him in dreads or anything like that, usually most people are going to go Warmogs. Excuse me, Warmogs at Atmas with him. So I saw your build. It was Trinity Force. I think you're probably going into a Warmogs from what I saw. Um, it's just like you grab him with dreads and you focus him down, which usually isn't a smart idea. You want to take out the high damage dealers, but this tanky DPS guy is kind of inconvenient too. Um, there's always a way to shut him down. That's just my opinion on the matter. I've been rambling about League of Legends for far too long, even though it's kind of what I like to do. But anyways, this is Zach with 1918 British Air Force. Please wait. This isn't one of my videos. This is a video response. It's completely rude. This is the part where I say goodbye. Thanks for watching, Dontain. Awkward. Bye.